Hey guys, Grayson here, playing more Minor Gun Builder, and today we're going to try and, I don't have any of these. I need to get another one of these pieces. We're going to try and make my, ship here better. I haven't played in this one for a while, and I just got this bit. So now we can start making this, much stronger. So what we had before was lots of AoE things, and, a couple extra bullets. So what I wanted was now damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put what's best, a single damage? Are we only doing one damage off the bat? Are we only doing one damage? Okay, in the comments, someone tell me, does it, do captain boosts and stuff? I don't know if these ships have captain boosts or not. I'm just not sure if the 3 times or the add 1 are going to be better. For now, I'm going to do, I guess I'll do the 3 times. I'll put them ahead of those things. I'll move these here. And I'll put more bullets up here. Let's put another triple damage in instead. Make this another AoE. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 AoEs. 2 pierce, 1, 2, 3 extra bullets, no, 4 extra bullets, and 3 of the damage things. And we're going to add another one of these pieces here when we get the chance. And the wave countdown lasts a bit longer, as well as increase speed between waves by a fair bit. What are the other 2 we get? This one's like an auto thing, and this is just a place for it to be the projectile be ejected. Yeah, so let's try this. Yeah, so we can just hold still. So for the first couple, it just, it jets through them until the projectiles in the front end up getting deleted. I know I haven't, done the custom ship things in quite a while. You just go through them so easily. It's still taking it's still, only hitting the first 4 rows the first time. Maybe switching to all circles could be better. That might do a lot more. Or I just have to keep putting in rectangles until I get enough. So what did I talk about today? I was playing Skyrim. My goal was just to get, the first part of the Frost Shout. So it's the VR version of Skyrim. My goal is to get the first Frost Shout, so I'm going up to not Skyborn Altar. What's the peak? The one to the northeast of Whiterun. So I'm going up to there. First thing, I walk into a cave, find some trolls, and leave. And then because of that, Lydia, who's really hurt and in the fight, doesn't ever leave the cave. So I walk across all the way up, start fighting a dragon, and I'm summoning a fire Atronach to keep it distracted. And at a certain point, I realize, hey, where the fuck is Lydia? Because Lydia's just missing. And so I ended up dying to the dragon the first time. Or no. Yes, I died to the dragon once, and then I killed it, and then after killing it, I'm like, Lydia's still not here. I just killed the dragon alone, with nothing but a couple trees to block the ice breath and the fire Atronach to distract it and take some hits. And I was mainly just shooting iron arrows into it. I'm only level 14 now in that one, so I'm doing mainly magic focused. I'm gonna want I'm gonna want to get alteration up because then that gives me paralysis. Paralysis is a very strong spell, and it plus the ice shouts are very important. The ice shouts are super helpful because you can just stun enemies. So I had the fire shout at that point because I had done the companions quest already for the werewolf blood to get disease resistance. So I had the first fire shout, so I was using that occasionally. And then once I beat the dragon, I walked up to find the place so I could just fast travel back. I found it, didn't let Nocturne out, or I thought it was Nocturne at the time. And then I fast traveled back to the cave, fiddled around with Lydia, and used the Healing Hands spell, which is another thing I did immediately. I bought Healing Hands. So it was a legendary game file. So legendary is very hard. It's legendary. But my strategy for it is get the Ice Shout and Paralysis as soon as possible. Ice Form, and get healing hands and go for like healing based stuff, as well as like bow and melee. You do occasionally get chances to use melee, but you need a follower to tank, and you also want the flame atronach as soon as possible. In legendary, everything has more health. Everything has more health. So in legendary, casting me as level 13 casting a flame atronach has as much health as like an ice atronach in the normal game. So it just lasts a long time and distracts, which it's not equivalent because like the ice thing and the paralysis, they will recharge faster. My shouts will come back faster to me, and my magicka will still go back up. So those things survive longer, which just gives my magicka enough time to come back up to recast it. So it's not like a fragile thing. It's like it can take enough hits and deal out damage until I can just straight up resummit. So I was going for the frost shout. I finally get back and find Lydia. I come up, find out it's not actually Nokrin, it's Croesus. And then a fight ensues. I get a couple hits off, and then I just keep hitting it. And I'm standing on a rock, and he's just a little ways away, and he's like broken because I'm not doing much with him. I'm just standing on a rock, and he's not even attacking. He's not shooting fireballs or anything. He's occasionally like turning my atronach on me. He can convert your atronach to his side, and then it starts attacking you. It's kind of annoying. And even if you summon yours, it doesn't actually kill the other one. So I kept fighting Croesus. We had him down to like half health, and then we had him probably down to 3/4. We had him down a quarter. Then I move in and I fire shout him, and he backs up. And Lydia goes in melee. She starts like meleeing him. He's backing up. She's pushing her, and they're just like going off to like, compared to where the shout is, they're just going off to like them. If you come up at it from the south, they're just going off to the west. So they go off west, and then they're going slightly northwest, and then they start to fall down a cliff. So they fall down they go down and they fall a couple layers, and Lydia follows them. I quick save, I look down and I'm like, okay, that's chaos. I'm gonna quick save up here. So I quick save the game, and I prepare to follow him. And so I follow Lydia down, and I follow Croesus down. Lydia's one level higher, and she's trying to shoot him. I summon my action, and so the first couple times, I like summon the atronach. The first time I jumped down and tried to run, and I tried to summon the atronach down there. I got hit by a fireball and immediately died, because his fireball can one-shot me on legendary mode. Maybe I'll keep it in a slight move. It should be fine, but the slight move is screwing with it. The slight move, I don't like that there's the move. I need to like completely stop moving. Otherwise it's just going to occasionally break. So we followed him down. It's moving a fair bit now, which is good, because it can't break for too long. I'm getting like 12.5 seconds or 13 seconds each time here. I'm going to get a long ways. It's only 1.7 per minute, so it's still not really that efficient. It's about to drop again, too. .4 minute, geez. So anyway, so we're on a dwarven ruin now, and there's a bunch of like bandits in there. So the second time, I summon the guy up, the atronach up there, and we keep fighting him. He gets pushed off the edge and he disappears, and I don't know where he went. He got pushed down a ledge on the left, and then he got pushed all the way down. And I just slowly start jumping down, because the platforms are spaced enough where you'll take a little bit of damage, but as long as you land on each one, you'll be fine. But Croesus, so the way that bandit state camp is, coming down from the north is the way you're supposed to go in. There's one path and a gate sealing it. You have to go to the right, then up, then left, then up, then right. So that's just like directions. Then you actually go upwards, not just like forward. You go upwards, up a level and across, and then you go up another level and across, or like up a level and partially across. Hair. And then you go up a final level. So you end up going up like 2 or 3 levels. And then the bandit camp is at the end. So what happened the first time was Croesus fell down, or the second time, I guess. They died the first time. And a bandit I found his corpse, and I found he was dead. His mask was there, but the staff was gone. And I could hear pew, pew, and I'm like, oh shit, some bandit picked up the fucking staff. This is a nightmare. Because that staff can one-shot me. I picked it up after, and it drained very fast, and it only did like 40 damage. But it could one-shot me because I'm taking like 4 times damage, or like I think it's you take 4 times damage and deal 1/4 damage in Legendary. But I was like successfully playing in Legendary. I know there's a lot of people that think like Skyrim Legendary is just like a meme. It's like it's not actually realistically possible. It is possible. You just need like Ice Form is like probably the #1 most helpful thing in a Skyrim Legendary run, because Ice Form is just gonna like stop them. Because Ice Form, like if you're fighting 3 enemies, Ice Form can freeze 1 or 2 of them. All 3 levels of Ice Form will take like 2 minutes to come off recharge. But it'll also freeze enemies for like 30 seconds, so you have plenty of time to deal with the other ones. And with like Amulet of Talos, you can actually reduce it by a significant amount. So I'm like doing all this to get just the first shout. The second shout's under Sarthal, and the third one's up on a mountain somewhere. And I know where they all are. So I'm getting ready to get the first. I'm doing all this for the first one. So I keep killing some of the bandits. Eventually I find the one. Eventually, I just found the one who had the staff dead. Or no, what happened was, there were like a whole bunch of them. There's like a lot of bandits, maybe 10 there. So we killed a couple, and then I'm like looking for the guy with the staff, and there's a couple like coming out in the other way, and there were like 2 dead, and we killed another 3. I'm like, where the hell is the staff? I'm looking around, I'm looking at the other bandits, I run up to Lydia, and bam, she's holding the staff, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Lydia, put that down. Like, that's the fucking Croesus staff. That thing can one-shot me. That should be in my containment. And, so Lydia's just holding the staff now, and she's been, like, obliterating the bandits. And the great thing is, like, Lydia and the Atronach can take a whole lot of hits, and then the Atronach I can just resummon. By the time it dies, I'll usually be able to resummon it. And Lydia I can just use Healing Hands on, and then she's just like an infinite tank. And if you give her really good armor, too, she's just, like, even more of a tank, and the bandits especially will stand no chance. They won't necessarily die super fast to her. She could still take a while to kill them, but that's the time the Atronach's hitting them, the time you're hitting them, which you hit them for almost nothing. But it's still time they're being hit. I don't breathe when I talk. It's like I've been exercising. It's still time they're being hit, and it's just time for you to recharge your shouts and stuff. So you can definitely play on Legendary. So I reset the game again. I want to try to go through that again, kill Croesus without engaging the bandits. And I reset a couple of times. Every time Croesus fell off the edge, and eventually I just realized, okay, I'm never going to stop it. So I chose one time to finish it where he fell right on the top ledge of it, so the bandits wouldn't pick up his weapon. And maybe it was Lydia that originally picked up his weapon. So I went down, I looted his body, picked up his stuff, and then I started fighting bandits. Before that, there was actually a funny time. One of the runs I was running through, I had gone down a layer. So the way it works is there's like 3 layers. There's the floor, and then there's 2 layers of bandit stuff. And then there's two or 3 roof layers. So there's a high roof, and then there's a step, and then there's a lower roof. So I saw like Lydia. I'm like running along the second height bit, the second floor, and then Lydia just in front of me. Lydia plummets, and then she starts kneeling, and I'm like, oh god damn it, Lydia. So I use the Healing Hands, heal her up. So yeah, that was funny, because that happened a couple times. There was one time I was, like, up on one of the ledges shooting down at the bandits, and I just see Lydia fall, like, past me from the roof, all the way down to the floor, and then she hits it and she falls over. She didn't die, she just, like, started crouching, and I'm like, idiot. Because for some reason the AI decided, I'm just gonna plummet completely off the edge of the building, and land all the way down on the floor, and that'll work perfectly. So eventually I decided on that one save file, I started attacking enemies. I found the staff wasn't too strong. I tried it on the bandit chief and it did almost nothing. So it wasn't actually that strong of a staff, it was just I was taking tons and tons of damage and dying super easily. And that's just because of this huge damage multiplier. But I also realized strangely, so I think what it is destruction was going up really slowly. And I think that's because destruction's based on like damage you do, and I'm doing 1/4 damage. So it's really hard to level up destruction magic. But in Legendary, you really have to use everything to your advantage. You have to use all the magics, you have to constantly use shouts, you have to use everything. Am I gonna lose? No. Fine. So, what was I talking about? You have to use all classes of magic and everything. You have to use it all. So, I discovered that the Flame Bolt spell actually did really good damage to bandits. I also discovered the Fire Shout does a lot of damage to bandits. Like, 2 or 3 of that shout will kill them. And that's the first one, it only has a 24-second cooldown. So I figure, oh, okay. So I start thuming the bandit, I start using fireballs, which are actually doing reasonable damage, and the bandit chief doesn't die very fast. But then the other ones, like, the Highwayman was the last one I fought. So I went down and I fought some of the normal bandits, just jumped down a couple ledges. I fought some normal bandits. I thumed at one point through 3 of them, and it took, like, a good, like, I guess 2/5. It took more than a third, but less than half, off each of their health. So, like, initially, like, 2 of them were already really hurt for whatever reason. So I used the Thum, and then it went through. The guy at the back, like, instantly died, and got pushed back from the initial hit. And then the guy in the middle died of fire. So I just used, like, the Flame Bolt, and then I just used the Firebolt spell on the first guy twice. And the Firebolt was actually doing reasonable damage as well. Much higher damage than I thought it did. But I guess they were just, like, low-level bandits for whatever reason. But it was, like, even against, like, later Frostbite Spires. I did confirm I was on Legendary difficulty. So my Destruction just randomly gained, like, some strength out of somewhere. It, like, went from 21 to 22, and then randomly the Firebolt's doing a lot more damage. So, yeah. So finally, I make my way around, kill a couple Frostbite spiders, go around an entire another way, get some mammoth cheese, and then I'm to the east of the hill now, going up the sloping hills. Instead of going up the hills, I just decided to fast travel. I get to the shout, there's 3 glowing things for whatever reason, I'm like, okay, weird. I pick it up, and it gives me 3 different shouts, none of which are the ice one. I went to the wrong location. And I pick up a shout I've never picked up before. To be clear, in one of my previous playthroughs on the PS3, I killed that one, got the ice shout. And it was sheer point. I got to there, and I got the ice shout. I killed Croesus, got his mask, killed the dragon. Obviously in this one I didn't want to fight Croesus and the dragon at the same time, especially in legendary mode. That would be stupid. Because I was level 14. Where I was level 13 and I upgraded to 14 during the fight. So I was level 13 and I was going to have to take on Dragon and Croesus? No, so I fought the dragon first. I did that without Lydia, then I did Croesus with Lydia, and then Croesus ended up dying by falling off the edge. So, a very stupid death from him. I remember there was also a funny point where, I'm running out of time, a bandit, like, fell off, hugged the wall to stay alive, and then slid down 1 foot landing, and that killed him. Because the fall damage carried on. So it was just, he was running into the wall, but then as soon as he fell that 1 foot, the fall damage carried, and he died from falling to the 2 stories. So some of the ways that deaths happened in that dwarven ruin were quite funny. I know there were also times like Croesus was fighting some of them. I think that, there was like one. I think each time like at least one of them died to Croesus, except maybe that last time. So for some reason, I'm not sure if this is like specific to the VR version or to like the. I was playing all 3 DLCs because I have like the Skyrim Special Edition, or I think is what it's called, and VR. So it's got all the DLCs, and it's a theme I've never heard of. It's like voice Fool Far, which I know there's like Throw Fool Far or something, which is like or Throw Something Far, which is like the normal shout, but Voice Fool Far gave me all 3 words at once, and it was a shout I had never seen before, or at least never used. It was I don't think I had seen on the PS3. And your shout is heard, but it doesn't know where it's from. The strange thing is, the first one had a 24-second cooldown. I thought I was reading it backwards at first. It had 24, then like 12, then 6, or 4. So the cooldown gets shorter as you upgrade the word instead of longer. Normally it goes like 60, 120, 180 for like the ice shout or something. It goes down with this shout. So just the first one, which I only had the 1 dragon soul, I unlocked it, and then every 24 seconds I can point to a place, use the shout, and it like distracts people. And that's where the voice originates from. And people go over there and they're distracted. But apparently you can cut it down to 4 seconds by using all 3 words. By having all 3 words and having them unlocked. having them unlocked and using them, using the triple shout. Which is crazy that the thing goes down. That makes no sense. And I'm still pretty sure I've never seen that shout before. So that was like, it was a super weird Skyrim game. I did kill Croesus, I did get his stuff. I haven't gone back to an inn yet. But it was super weird that it was a shout I'd never seen before. I figure it must have something to do with, like, the DLCs. But I'm gonna have to, like, figure out where the other... I must have gone to the... Maybe it was there the first time, and I did just go to the wrong place. But I'm pretty sure that's where I found the first ice shout. So I know one of them is in Sarthal, so I'll probably go there next. And then I know the other ones, in a mountain in Falkreath. Or Falkreath. Above Falkreath. But I don't know where the last one is, then. So anyway, we're running out of time. We're still not done here. Like, I'm still killing these things around, like, 6 seconds remaining. We're through 600. These things are having, like, 10,000 health now. Yeah, I don't know what to... I'm gonna have to, like, end it here, or I'll pause it here until I don't have time, I have to go to bed. I'm gonna have to just end it here. Retire. 15, wow. I just have to go to bed. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you enjoy my content, feel free to like and subscribe. That lasted a long time. I didn't expect that to go the whole time. Maybe I'll just tell the Skyrim story, but hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you like my content, feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.